your TV. You do not want to face the wrath of my bunghole.
Welcome back everyone to another episode of CEX Carboot Exchange, live at the Booter. Extra special one for you here today. We've got two Carboot special here. We've got the Sunday Carboot and then the Monday Carboot, bank holiday. Got some awesome finds at this Carboot, plus an awesome pickup with the help of a fellow YouTuber, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. So let's roll the footage and see what I got. How much are Super Nintendo games?
Looking about which ones are you looking at? There's quite a few.
Alright, yeah.
We've got a whole other suitcase full of them as well.
Some of them are like 10 quid. Some of them
yeah.
are like 20 quid online. So.
Yeah. How much is your Xbox in the boot? I saw. Console, is it?
The Xbox. The only thing it hasn't got with it is the power lead.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
It's got everything with it.
Yeah.
Two controls.
No, it's just a standard power lead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh right.
You can get
Yeah.
them from eBay for about 3 quid.
Oh right, okay.
So no chance
What about your PS2?
PS2. You can have that for 15.
Okay. I'll be interested to see these Super Nintendo games, to be honest. When, yeah.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
Oh, that one.
Is it that one?
How much are you selling the consoles for?
Consoles. I don't know. Make us an offer. Deal work. Let's it over.
Oh yeah. Sorry, no, my fault. You got one set of leads for the...
One set of leads, yeah, but both consoles work.
Okay, yeah. Do you have a rough price you want it from? Obviously this one's got no leads.
What do you reckon, Dave? 50 quid?
I'd do 40 with that game. Just because that's got no leads, that one.
Yeah, if you want.
And the controllers, yeah? Okay. So first up, we got some retro, some Super Nintendo here. He also had some Xbox and PS2 stuff, and a Game Boy, I think. He wanted a bit too much for the games and stuff, but I did manage to pick up them two Super Nintendos and that game thrown in, which is Twinbee Rainbow Belt Adventures. I think there was 3 controllers in there. One was missing the leads, but they're not hard to source. He said 50 originally, and then I said 40 with the game thrown in. So 20 quid each for the Super Nintendo is pretty good price. They sell for about 50 quid normally. So nice find. There you go, mate. Thank you. Cheers.
About 20 minutes to get everything out.
How much is the Wii?
It's £35 for all of it.
Okay, yep.
There's everything's in
Yeah.
it. £30.
Okay, thank you. Take 4 on that.
Yeah.
So the first thing I grabbed to trade into CX was this copy of Minecraft Story Mode, Complete Edition, not to be confused with the normal version, which doesn't trade in for much. Got it for £4, fairly decent trading on that. How much is the Wii?
The Wii, yeah.
It's sold off.
Tenner?
It still works and everything.
So I have to apologise for this. Normally my hoodie is zipped up under the camera, so this doesn't happen. But I must unzip my hoodie at some point. But anyway, I'm looking at a Wii console here. There's a couple of games, and initially I wasn't going to get it because it's just a Wii with a handful of games. But take a look at some of the prices when I show you them, and you'll see it was definitely worth picking up. Mainly due to the Wiimote Plus, which it came with, and the balance board. So I'm going to skip through this. There you go.
How much is that, mine?
15.
Oh, knocked the thing off. Do 5 on it. Yeah? Thank you, cheers. So I have to give a massive shout out to everyone's favourite YouTuber, Tutti UK. Bumped into him at the Carboot. He was looking for these PSP games here, and he kindly let me have them instead. And Stuart could easily just bought these for himself, but he knew I was collecting for PSP, and being the great guy that he is, he said, you get them instead.
Yeah, that's a limited edition. You're very rare, they are. I'm learning, innit?
Yeah,
Very rare they are.
I think you just make it up as you go along.
Yeah.
Someone tells me that.
Tell them full of shit. That's what you're trying to say. But he's all out of here then now. Oh no, he's one.
That's, oh yeah.
What have we got here? Tiger Woods PGA.
No, rubbish. Golf.
Golf. Tiger Woods PGA.
That's a bit different.
Oh, a rare screw.
Yeah, we need that one. That
Oh,
keeps
that's
us
very
together.
rare, that is. That's very
That's
rare
the silver.
again.
That's the silver
Yeah.
edition.
Tiger Woods. See the Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods.
That one looks like a shooter, but where you're like in a machine instead.
Mech. It's a mech one, doesn't it? Now it's jumping out at me, mate.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour. Thank you very much.
We want that one.
Yeah, what are these little cases? It's too technical for me.
Right.
Anything else to add to the collection? Pinball.
That's all that. Yeah.
I don't get still very often.
So that's only good. I definitely haven't seen that before.
Right, how many's there?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Do you want them all?
I'd probably just put them in the bin, to be
I'll
honest.
chuck, all right. I've got 32 leg, it's 25.
5.
It's 25, stay with that.
You got any other games, have you?
No,
Or here?
don't know, we've got
On
a
anything?
disco deck. Got a disco deck.
Oh, I'm not built for dancing. No more games.
No,
Last call.
no, he's
What?
Space in there, never seen them. You're 25 with that.
25,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I got 17 PSP games there for 25 quid. Great price, some lovely titles in there, and I needed all these for my collection, apart from Metal Slug Collection and Castlevania, which was actually an upgrade for mine. Again, massive thanks to Tutti UK. Very kind of him to let me have these.
I've seen Ellen, and Bill.
There you go, mate. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Grabbed this 360 game, Call of Duty 2. Had this at launch when the 360 came out. Really enjoyed it. Didn't have it in my collection, and this was the Game of the Year edition, which comes with a bonus DVD, I believe. And I think this is like £8 in CX, so for £2, pretty good.
Come on then, anybody else looking for something this morning? Anybody else looking for something this morning? Happy to give it out for you. We've got lots of strawberries down here on the fruit and veg stall. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, grapes, bananas, anything like that. Loads and loads of stuff. So if anybody wants any, get in now, because we'll all be gone by dinner with this lovely weather. Strawberries and cream this afternoon, and maybe a glass of champagne or whatever tickles your fancy. Right. Yeah, you find the good lines, yeah? Yeah, just once again, folks, I am looking round and I do see everywhere fairly nice and clean and tidy, but as always, please keep our lovely field nice and clean, don't drop any litter about. We're very, very lucky and grateful to our local farmers that allow us to use it.
How much is the controller, mate? How much are your games? Okay.
The lambs that have been born in the last few weeks.
Thank you. Cheers.
No bag games, please. If you haven't bagged, put it in your pocket when you.
Last thing I grabbed at this Carboot was this GameCube controller for £1. Hold the price really well, GameCube controllers. Bit grubby, but cleaned it up nicely. And that's it for this Sunday Carboot. So next up, we've got the Monday Bank Holiday Carboot. This was another awesome Carboot. Got some great finds and some awesome CEX credit.
Right, these ones are they're pretty much full length. There were £300 pop curtains, that's a tenner. Yeah.
Got any more game stuff? Just them two. Say £3.
Yeah.
Was it? There you go. Thank you. So my first pickup at this Carboot was this copy of Overwatch. Was thinking about keeping it because it's quite a good game, but decided to trade it in the end for a nice bit of credit. How much are your games?
Lucy, what did you say for the game? I think we wanted to sell it all together.
Alright.
But
How much do you want for all of it?
what did you say you wanted for all of it, Lucy? £10 for all the games and the DS.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah?
Just for that, please. How much is this?
I've already bought it.
Oh, okay. You are? Just bought it, mate, yeah.
You know what? I'll give you 20 for it.
20?
Yeah. It's a fair price.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Now here's something you don't see me doing every day. A nice DS bundle here, lots of pretty decent games and a nice box console. And the young girl only wanted £10 for it, so I agreed to buy it. And then you can just make out the dad. I think he wanted a little bit more for it, and I don't normally do this, but I gave them £10 more for it, mainly because I felt sorry for the young girl. I say I don't normally do that, but even at £20, it was still a great price. And I'll show you now what I got for it at CEX. How was your PlayStation?
Yeah, it's my son's.
All right.
We bought it when he was about 15, so he's 42 now.
All right.
So it's that old.
How much is it?
I don't know, fiver. 4 quid. Give me 4 quid. I don't know what to do with it. Honestly, I've never
Go on then, I'll
I've
give
never,
4 quid
I've
for it.
Does this go in?
That's Xbox, I want to say.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
had that, so I'm assuming that you played it through something.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
There you go, thank you.
Cheers. He's in New Zealand, so he's never going to find out.
Oh, right.
And here's the last thing I bought. PS1 console, original. A little bit of credit in it. Nothing great. And that is it for this eventful car boot. So I hope you've enjoyed this footage. A good chunk of credit there. But what did I get from CEX with my credits? Let's find out. Welcome everyone. Hope you enjoyed that footage at the car boot. It took me a while to edit that. Because basically the second car boot, I had a bit of an argument with someone, so I edited that. It was sort of edited in, and then I sort of ummed and ahed because I only had the end of the argument, not what caused it, and I was a bit like, I didn't know if to put it in or not. Okay, I'll tell you. There was I was walking along one of the rows. This is the second car boot, and there was a bloke hunched over a box, and it was full of wee stuff. And there must have been, like, I'm not even exaggerating, 30 games in there. And you can see those are all good ones. Must have had literally all the Marios, like 3 Wii remotes, the console and everything. So, he asked how much it is. It was 20 quid. And a normal person would just snap their hand off, 20 quid. I'm pretty much like, whatever. And then she had a couple other things on, so I think it's just in Blu-rays or something, as I was just flicking through. So he checks all the Wii remotes, the battery covers on them. And he's like, oh, the batteries have leaked in these, so can you go any less than 20 on it? She's like, oh, it's my daughter's, and she really wants 20 quid. I think it's worth 20 quid. So he's like, ugh. And then he starts going through all the games, like checking the discs. And he's like, oh, the discs are really scratched, because I can offer you 15 for it. And she's like, nah. She's like, oh, no, it's got to be worth 20. It's first thing in the morning. And obviously I'm just standing there like looking for these Blu-rays. And then he starts getting a bit like, he's like, 15? Just kept saying 15 quid. I'll give 15 for it. He's like, it's not worth 20. And normally I wouldn't intervene. And I just literally, I glance over and go, mate, just give her the 20 quid. You know it's worth 20 quid. I know the bloke. He goes around this guy, he knocks people down for everything. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with knocking people down, but, and he's like, looks at me, doesn't say anything. And the woman looks at me, and I'm just like, again, I didn't say anything. And then he's like, so 15? I'm just like, I was like, mate, I'm going to give her 20 quid in a minute. And he's like, no, I'll give her the 20 quid. I'm not bothered about giving her, And I was like, I don't see what the problem is then. I was like, look, mate, I don't want to get involved. I'm just saying, like, just pay her the 20 quid. So he pays her the 20 quid. And that was that. So I bought a DS. It was 10 quid. I gave her 20 quid for it. And basically, you can see I put it in my bag. And then, as I cut the footage out. I didn't cut it out, but, it didn't run that far into the argument. So you don't see that. But basically, I get to the end of the aisle. And I'm like, oh, I didn't check the DS. It could have a broken hinge or something. Not that I'd have gone back anyway. So as I'm getting out the box, he comes up behind me. And he's like, he goes, oh, I bet you knocked her down for that, didn't you? He goes, you should keep your mouth shut when you go around, like, and I'm like, you what? And he's like, I was like, I gave a double for it. And then he was like, I go, she wanted a tenner, I'll give her 20 for it. I gave a double for it. And he's like, he just literally turns around and starts walking. And I was, obviously, I shout some swear words at him. And he shouts, "But you're just jealous." I'm just like, whatever, mate. So I have the footage of the actual argument, but I didn't know to put it in or not. And say I'm not one to, if someone's trying to haggle with someone, I'm not really one to butt in, like, regardless of whether they're trying to rip them off or not, or but that, I was just like, you know what, I've got to say something, because, you know, I could see the woman, she was a bit, I wouldn't say scared, but she was like, you know, you could see she was a bit anxious. So I didn't want to put the footage in without, because you didn't see that bit, you'd have just seen the argument, and I was just like, I'll take it out. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have just shown it, but anyway, that's enough waffling. We've gone on for 6 minutes, and we've not even mentioned any of the stuff I got. So again, massive thanks to Tutor UK. So he could have had them PSP games, but he knew I was collecting, and he very kindly let me have them. So massive thanks, mate, for that. What else do we get? Oh yeah, I wrote a list. So I spent 159 quid, which is quite a lot. But that's split over 2 car boots, so you could say roughly 80 quid per car boot. And I got a £158 CEX voucher, but I kept PSP games, that was 25 quid. I had them 2 SNES consoles, which was 40 quid. There was a PS4, a broken PS4 I bought. Well, they said it wasn't broken, but you can see it. I think it's about the 5-minute mark. When I'm buying the Wii, you can see it. I put it down on the floor. It was just the console only for a tenner, and I think it didn't work. But I sold it for parts for like 35 quid, so that wasn't a problem. And in the last car boot, I bought a load of Warhammer. You probably saw I had the box, the Warhammer case, and there was some boxes full of other stuff. I paid 35 quid for that, and so I didn't get it on camera. And I was a bit and ahhing over buying it, but when I got it home, at the bottom was like a tape. It was like a tape measure, but it was in the shape of a skull, and I got 50 quid for that. I was just like, wow. So I looked them up, and I was like, say Warhammer stuff. It's crazy money in Warhammer. Don't ask me why. So yeah, so spent a lot, but you know, kept a lot. But anyway, enough of that. What did I get from CEX? So we've got a couple of filler tiles, but we've got a lot of PS1. So I went to my local, and they had, and I believe all these are from there. Maybe one's not. Might be from a different CEX, that one. I'm definitely sure them ones are. And they just had these in, and I was just like, oh. So some all right titles here, some heavy hitters. Just a nice variation, really, of different titles here. So I'll start with the cheapest one, which was Front Mission 3. This is a classic Squaresoft, still got the Squaresoft logo on it. Need to clean that case, get that writing off. But condition-wise, it's not mint. It's got P on the disc, just there. And normally they put it in the manual, don't they? Can't see it on the manual, but yeah, the manual's there. And overall, so it's not mint, but it's, I'd say, excellent condition. The PlayStation logo has gone a bit blotchy. You can see it's, and the inlay's just a bit wobbly. I think that just needs, that's just the way it's been sitting for ages, whoever traded them in. But 18 quid. I always thought it was worth more than that, but say, saw it and thought, classic Squaresoft game. I remember when it came out. And I believe it's a mech game, hence the giant mech on the front. But that one, 18 quid. Next up is, oh, I did do them in order. There's this one for 12 quid. This is literally, just took a punt with it. I was like, I've never seen that before. And everyone, when you see it, you're probably like, that's a really common game. But it is Little Big Adventure. Hold on. Yeah, it's Little Big Adventure on the front. Yeah, Little Big Adventure. On the front it says introducing Twin Sen in Little Big Adventure. So I have no clue what it is. It looks a bit like a puzzle game from the screenshots. I believe I checked before I bought this one, and it was about. It went for about. So I paid 12 for it, and about the going rate. I believe it could push 20 on a good day. But overall, great condition, and it's got the book, which just flew out. I believe it's an EA game. Yeah, it's an EA booklet. So, not a clue what it's about, but it's in one of them slightly smaller cases. It's hard to tell, but they are slightly shorter, ever so slightly. And I just showed you another game I bought. Might as well show you the one I just shown you, which is the most expensive. Vandal Hearts. This is the first one. Again, it's got some writing on the thing. I just need to get it off. And yeah, again, condition. So it's not mint. It's got writing on the disc, on the manual there. But surprisingly, there's nothing on the disc. So. So I always thought they'd put it on the disc and the manual, but maybe they didn't. I say it's not mint, but I say it's pretty good condition. Yeah, I can't really see much. It's good enough condition for me anyway. And for 40 quid, I believe that's the going rate. I say I bought these last year, so I don't know what they sell for now. But at the time, I believe they were fairly good priced. And I'm quite interested to play that. Back when Konami was pumping out classic after classic. I believe it's a strategy RPG. Couple more here. R-Type Delta. This was 30 quid. Again, no cracks on the case. So, yeah, I mean, they're all in pretty nice condition. There's the inside. You see the inlays on these have gone a bit. So they just need pressing out a bit. But yeah, again, it's not mint. This one's got a P on the disc. Nearly dropped it. But yeah, so again, good condition. 30 quid. I did actually speak to the manager recently from that store, and he says he won't take anything in as mint, nothing, because he's had too many problems with it. So, which is fair, because again, I've probably said this before, but the word mint doesn't work, if you ask me. It should be something else. And the last one, this is probably the most fondest, personally, out of all them. I did have this back in the day. And yeah, it was an amazing game. Or did my mate have it? I think my mate had it, actually. We used to go around and play all the time. And it is Harvest Moon, Back to Nature. So really happy to have this one. £25 on this one. I just love the art style on it. And again, internally, very good condition. So the manual's a little bit flipped through, but still excellent condition. So yeah, Harvest Moon, awesome game. I don't know what it is about farming games. And the last thing from there, it's PlayStation 1 related. It's an accessory, but it's a boxed accessory, and they don't have a separate listing for boxed stuff. And I saw this and I was like, I don't need it, but because it's in its box, it's definitely worth more than what I paid. And it is an official PlayStation multi-tap. £4 boxed. So I've not looked at this for a while. I'm opening it the wrong side, I think. No, I'm not. I can't even open it. Let me in. I was opening it the right way. Yeah. and as you can see, I don't think it was ever used. To be honest, looks like it has been out the bag, but that looks absolutely minty in there. So £4 for that. What an absolute steal. Say the box, a few dings and stuff, but it's definitely not one you see very often with the box. When I first saw it, I'd do a double take. I was like, oh, whoa, it's got the box with it. Better get that sticker off as soon as. It's been on there for about 6 months. £4, what a bargain. A few more bits. We've got a Master System game. It was literally, I saw it and I thought, I ain't got that one, I'll get it. Asterix. Just standard Asterix for the Master System. And yeah, I've put it in a little bag, I don't know why. Keep it fresh. Spin that cartridge around the right way for certain people. Yeah, to be honest, it ain't far from being mint, as they say. Just the manual, you won't see it because of the glare. There's a light crease running across there. And I think this came from a different CEX. So I thought £8 for a box Master game, even with a hand tab on it. So yeah, £8. A couple of Xbox One games here now. I literally bought this and it went on Game Pass, so I was just like, not that I'm bothered because I got a physical copy now. It is Dead Rising 4 for £6, and it's supposed to be all right. It's supposed to be the worst one on the series. Supposedly, I mean, I'm no expert on the series because I've only played the first one, but supposedly they changed the voice actor and they changed quite a lot of to do with the combat and stuff, and supposedly it just wasn't as good. So it's still good, but not as good as the other ones. So I've not played it, so I cannot say. And another Xbox One game here. Give this award for the most well, I say the most hideous steelbook, just because they ruined it with the amount of age ratings on. It's Dark Souls 3 steelbook. And if you ignore the giant price thing there, you'll see it's got, I believe that's the Russian age rating, the German age rating, and the UK age rating on it. And I'm just like, why didn't they just? I mean, they could have put them in order from small, from small to big. I don't know. It ruins the whole steelbook. And I just don't. I'm pretty sure that's the Russian one. How many other games do you see which come out in the UK or in European territories which has the Russian age rating on? So I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if that might not be the Russian age rating thing. I'm sure it is. Yeah, and they've got there's no writing on the back, but it's got English at the top, and then here it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different languages. Oh, I believe that is Russian there. Again, I'm not sure, but I've just looked at the Russian flag and the writing looks similar, so I'm not even sure what it says. So yeah, they've ruined it even more. So the worst, well, say the slipcover is the worst thing about it. The actual steelbook is really nice. And it's complete. Got all the guff in there. Yeah. Back in, was that soundtrack? And as far as Dark Souls games go, I'd say this is probably one of the easiest. If anyone's played the Dark Souls games, you'd know they're pretty difficult. This one has 3-player co-op. In the last 2, you could do you could summon someone in, like your mate or something to help. I'm pretty sure this has 3-player co-op, or maybe 4, which I was playing with my friends, and it was just like we were just destroying everything. So kind of made it a bit more casual, I want to say, a bit more accessible. But say I love the art style of these games and the world and the lore. There's so much lore to go with it. So great game. So I've only played the first one and this one, so not sure about the second one. Yeah, and then literally I just had the last of the voucher. I bought some filler 360 games. One might be alright. This one, Hulk Hogan's main event for Connect. I saw this and I was like, what is that? So I've never seen it before. So lovely condition. £2.50. One for the Connect subset. Welcome to the subset zone. And the last game, brace yourself for this one. It's Tour de France 2012 for £1. Oh yes, I bet this is really exciting. Exciting stuff. I'm judging by the condition, I'm guessing the person who bought it didn't play it very much. Yeah, for £1. I can't see how it'd be very exciting, this sort of game, but one for the 360 set, I guess. So that was that. That's what I got from CX with my voucher. So pretty good haul, if you ask me. Some lovely PS1 games there, and the Carboot. Say, I really need to go to Carboot at the moment, but obviously can't because we're in lockdown. I really need a haircut as well. It's getting long, and I need to shave. I have an excuse for the hair because I can't go to the hairdressers. Don't have an excuse for the beard. That's just laziness right there. But yeah, and I'm probably forgetting to mention something. Yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of these pickups, what you thought of the car boots, and thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.
You'll see that on YouTube.